Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with another season preview slash what to expect. This time it's going to be on the New York Knicks, a team that ended up winning 51 games last year and finishing second in the Atlantic Division. And this should be a season where they should be very, very happy because they're going to be a team with more experience, a team with more confidence, and a team that should be really, really good from the start to the end. And they had to learn a lot of things last year. They had to figure out a lot of things last year. They was able to make a deep run to get to the Eastern Conference Finals where they fell short. But that just shows you how good this team was. They do have a new coach in Mike Brown. He should be able to help their offense. He should be able to help them move a lot better, flow a lot better, and he should figure out how to make them more of a unique type of team than where they was a little bit more predictable last year because you knew they was going to get the ball to Jalen Brunson and have him figure out things from time to time, which most teams usually do. But I think we'll see more body movement, more spacing, and we also see that they improve their bench a little bit more too, and guys will be more healthier, and that's an improvement in itself. And guys should just understand what they should and shouldn't do because they already know what they need to do on this roster compared to last year when they were still figuring things out on the fly. But it was mainly because they traded for Karl Anthony Towns last year out of nowhere. Nobody really seen it coming, but now he has a whole year with this team, and he has fit perfectly with this team. We knew his defense would be a little suspect, and it was even in the playoffs. But Mitchell Robinson ended up being that player that they needed, but he came along later in the season. Now they get to start with him. That should be a big difference maker too for this team. And guys like Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, they lived up to the hype. They was able to slow down and make things tough and difficult for the guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown as they were supposed to. And their offense started showing some improvement. They started making more perimeter shots. They handled it a little bit better. They still not the greatest scorers off the dribble, but you don't really need them to be. You just need them to be able to make shots when they're open and make the right play in general when they're out there and just read the floor the right way also. But it was mainly about can Jalen Brunson power this team further. Most people say if you got a smaller guard or a smaller player, it's hard to win a championship if that's your best player. It has always been true, but it has also been possibly done by other players like Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars and Chauncey Billups and those guys. Obviously, you need a strong wings, and obviously you need strong backbone type of centers. But they have enough offense, they have enough shooting to where they should be able to have enough weapons, no matter who's out there with who else, to be able to score the ball a lot better and a lot more frequently. And I think that that's something that they struggle with, and that's something they kept fumbling from time to time. Is being great on that end of the court. But the additions of Jordan Clarkson, a guy that can handle the ball. He's a guy that can also hit the three. He can also be a catch and shoot guy. He's also a guy that can put the ball on the floor and make plays. From time to time, he's more of a score first type of guy, and they needed that because they lost guys like Campaign, and I think he's an upgrade over Campaign. So I don't think they really care about losing him at this point. But that's what the moves that they was making was guys that actually makes absolute sense for what they're trying to do when their bench comes in or guys move off the floor or the lineups they need has to change. They have more versatility with those lineups now because they just have better players than they had last year. But their lineups is going to be small. They don't really have like a crazy roster. Another great addition was Gershon Yabusele, who's going to come off the bench, but he's a switchable guy. He can guard the threes, he can guard the fours. He's big, he's strong, he can hit shots on the perimeter, he can score in the paint, and he has been a really heaven sent type of player for the Sixers, and hopefully he can replicate some of that with the New York Knicks roster. Also, Karl Anthony Towns, like I said, he started to show that he can give them the needed spacing for them to be able to go one on one from time to time or come off screens and not be in the way because he can always be a threat to shoot the mid range, to shoot the three. He also can put the ball on the floor and hit shots like layups and dunks. He also can get to the free throw line and punish you if you foul him because he's so fast and so quick for a center or a power forward that he can catch you off guard from time to time. And then obviously guys like Tyler Kolek and Miles McBride, just like Jordan Clarkson, they're going to provide shooting off the bench and spacing and being able to move without the basketball, being able to hurt you if you help a double team or try to close out too hard. They can make you pay for that, and that's their purpose of being on the roster. Ariel, we don't really know what he's going to do, if he's even going to be on the roster long term. He's just on there for now. We have to see what they go do as the season continues and progress. Josh Hart, he's a hard nosed player. He's going to rebound. He's going to play defense. He's going to compete at a high level. He can make threes from time to time. He can put the ball on the floor, make a layup or a dunk. He can get out in transition, make the right decision for himself or his teammates. And the guy just does everything you need that doesn't sometimes even fill up on the basketball stat court. Well, on the basketball stats, he will dive for loose balls. He will fight over screens. He will play as hard as he needs to. He just remind me of what you want a Knicks to be. And if you think about a New York Knicks player, Josh Hart, it makes a perfect example of what they are and what they should be about. And he does it just normally and naturally. That's just how he plays the game. That's just how he sees the game. And that's just how he is. And if it was really, really good to see him go out there, especially as a starter, just grabbing all these rebounds, making these extra passes, keeping the ball moving, penetrating when he has to, making the right decision by reading and reacting to what the defense was trying to do to him. And it was just very, very fun watching him play each and every game. I thought he would be the hustle player of the year. Maybe he can do that this year, but he should be in the conversation definitely for that award again this year. Um, Dai Dai Ita, number four. He's gonna be a guy that may not play at all. I think he might play 5 to 10 minutes at the most. I don't really see him doing more than that just because they have so many guys that's gonna play heavy minutes and get heavy opportunities. And I think that he's gonna be the one that's gonna be one of the last few players that they actually call upon or use. And if they do use him, it's mainly because an injury happened. They just need him to play spot minutes and just plug in and just be a guy that can just make easy reads and just knock down open shots or get out in transition. If he can do those small little things, he'd be fine on this roster. And then Mikal and OG, their switchability, their length, their size, their competitiveness. They showed that they really fit with each other. They can really play with each other. They, can bring out the best of each other from time to time because those guys, when they're locked in and they're focused, they can make some crazy moves and plays um, out of nowhere. Like I said, he had that key block on Jason Tatum where he just ripped it out of his hands and just said, "No, we're winning this game." And it's hard to find guys that's willing to do that and will do that. And we know for sure Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and OG, and I know we will. But they also know how to stay out of the way. They know if they have a shot or they don't. They know if they have a play or they don't. And they just make the right play for the team. And they don't get full of themselves and they don't go out there and make a fool of themselves. And I think that that's something that really made them special in those wing positions was that they can guard multiple positions, they can guard multiple type of players, and just having two of them that can do that and still be able to make perimeter shots, still be able to create their shot a little bit off the dribble, shows you that if they can take it to a little bit higher of a level, maybe that will be the key to how the Knicks can be a legitimate team that can make it to the NBA Finals out of the Eastern Conference. But it all does depend on Towns and Jalen Brunson. If they can put a lot of pressure on the defense and force them to make decisions, force them to play uncharacteristically, that would be a great way for them to be able to win games at a high level too, because we know for sure Brunson's getting to the free throw line or he's getting the bucket. Nobody can slow the man down. Nobody can really stop the man. He perfected his style of play. He has so many ways to score, especially because he put the work in and it just ages so beautifully for him. We've seen what he can do in Dallas. He's a very, very, very more smarter and more improved guy than then. And he's showing it. I can be a leader of the team. I can get this team far. I can, get this team to where they need to be. And I want the pressure. I want the expectations. I want the moments. And man, has he been living up to that so far with the New York Knicks. And it's fun to watch. It's a blessing to be able to see it because, man, he worked his butt off to be a very, very good player in this league. And so has Towns. Towns is doing things that you wish Big Man could have been doing, and he's been doing it for over 10 years almost. So it does make a lot of sense for them two to be together because I need somebody to set me a screen and be a threat. I need somebody I can throw the ball to and have that confidence in him that he can make a shot. And we know that Mikal can make threes. We know that OG is good, decent at threes. We know that Towns needed to make threes and rebound, and he's the perfect guy that can do both. I can get you a double double while still scoring from the perimeter, while still giving you that space you need to be able to go one on one on guys. And if they help or double team, or even if you collapse the defense, you can trust me to be able to catch and shoot or catch and make a play offensively and still be like, wow, I needed a guy that I know can do that, and now I have it. And that was the whole purpose of getting Towns, and he ended up living up to that, and it ended up having a lot of success because he has that ability to do it at a high level. But one thing I would say about the Knicks, I like the team. I like how they're built. I like Mike Brown as a coach. I do expect them to be a team that's going to win 55 or more games. Their roster is better. They're deeper. They have a lot of guys that's still trying to prove that they're great or they want to be known as great players. They have two-way players, they have hustle players, they have shooting, they have ball movement, they have screen setters, they have finishers, and they have a guy like Jalen Brunson that you can get the ball in the fourth quarter and he can make the right decision or carry your offense if it's needed to be done that way. And he has shown it. So it's going to be a fun year watching this Knicks team again, and I think that they have a big chance of making it to the NBA Finals. The biggest question is, do they have enough, or are they well equipped to be able to beat the team that comes out the West? That's a good question. I would say they should be able to come out the East. One of the three, four teams that should be able to do that, but it's going to be hard for them to beat a Western Conference team, but you never know until you try. If you can get that far, you're going to be confident that you can be anybody. And as long as they are coached well, which they should be, and as long as they're ready, they should be able to stand up against anybody. But I'm looking at it like if the Knicks make it to the finals, I just question if they can beat the Big Four in the Western Conference. And they should be able to give them a tough game in a tough series, but I would say if they make it to the finals, I would side with a team out the West. I would favorite those teams over any team in the East this year, including Cleveland. And Cleveland might be the cream of the crop in the East, again, regular season wise. And the Knicks probably might be second or competing for that number one spot. But I just don't see them beating a team that comes out the Western Conference. And that's what I expect from the New York Knicks. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation videos just like this about NBA only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. So you love that type of content, this is the channel for you. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the content that I offer. And I also have over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that you can watch and you can enjoy right now, and it's all free, and it always has been on YouTube. Not only that, I also upload every single day, so if you love basketball, you can't get enough of, you really want to have a lot of content on it, this is the channel for you. And all I can do is say subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. Thank y'all for continuing to watch. Thank y'all for supporting me in the past and the present. And hopefully y'all continue to support me in the future. And thank y'all for making time for me and caring about what I have to say and what I think about the game of basketball. That's all purpose of this channel. And it's good to see thousands and thousands of people love watching and tuning into this channel each and every day throughout the entire week, throughout the entire year. And if I can give y'all more content, y'all know I'm going to try to. And that's the whole purpose of loving what I do and giving y'all the best that I can. And it seems like y'all love it too. And that's why I'll continue to come back, and that's fun to see. Y'all stay blessed up, and hopefully I can see you guys later today or tomorrow. And I'm going for now. Peace.